Hi and welcome to Serenity Cove Crafts. Today I'm going to show you how to cast off with waste yarn and then how to sew. We're actually going to join up the flat edge, but we're not going to be doing it with a crochet hook. The crochet hook is how people normally do it. I'll just be using the yarn needle. Okay, so where I'm at right now, I just did 30 rows. So I'm just going to cut a decent amount of yarn tail. I'm going to put that in the middle. I'm trying to do it so you can see. Now, you want to use a contrasting color when you're using waste yarn. That way you can easily distinguish your stitches. You can tell them apart. Okay, so I'm just going to take the tail of the waste yarn, put it into here. For one, I'm not going to tie it. I'm going to do about 5 rows. I'll just pull these down. Now, if you do tie it, just tie it a single time. You don't want to knot it because you will have to undo it. All right. So I've done 5 rows. Usually about 5 to 7. If you feel more comfortable with more, then go ahead and do that. I'm just going to take the tail end here. And we're not going to cast off the way we normally would, where we pick off the stitches. We're just going to just kind of tuck that in the middle over here. And we are just going to turn the crank until the knitting falls off the machine. Oops. This last one here. There we go. I'm just going to move this aside. All right, so this is what I have. Now, what you want to do, I'm going to take the long tail end that I left myself. Now this end here, I would just maybe cinch it, tie it off like you normally would, just to close it off. But I'm not showing you that today. Today I'm showing you here how to use a needle instead of a crochet hook to join the ends. Now you see how clear that is? Okay, so I'm going to go in with this yarn tail here. Now if you tied it, this is the point where you'd want to untie it. So what we're going to be doing here, oops, let's move this over here. We are going to be picking up the stitches here. We're going to be picking up, just kind of line them up here. I'm starting at the end here where my cast off would be. All right, so I'm just going to start here. I'm going to grab this stitch here. Hang on a minute. So I'm going to grab this one here. Hopefully you can see that. And then the one directly across from it. Just pull the needle through. And we just continue going on. So after I get that first one out of the way, then you can line them up pretty easily. So we got that first one. Okay, there we are. Now we just kind of go like this. And this way you get a nice clean edge and you don't have to stress about using a crochet hook. I have never been able to figure out how to use a crochet hook. It's just the one thing. I mean, I'm a pretty smart cookie. I can learn pretty much anything, but for whatever reason, my brain and my hands will not they won't learn crochet. When I was younger as a child, like I used to hand knit. I don't remember how to do it anymore, but crochet was that one thing I could never figure out how to do. But doing this way, see, we're getting a nice clean edge. Now I have a pattern that I'm designing where it's going to be a scarf, and we'll be closing off the edge just like this, except for the scarf will be done on, it's going to be done on the 48 pin Sentro. Or if you have an Addi, the 46. All right. See, the bright yarn really makes a difference, and you can see what you're doing. You can see exactly where you're going. And we're here for the last two. Last two, there they are. There they are. All right, I'll pull them. Tie them off, and what I'm just going to do here is I'm just going to remove the waste yarn. Waste yarn can be stubborn to remove. Just go slowly. And I'm trying to make sure that this stays in frame for you. It's kind of like a last moment decision to do this video here for you. But I want to give you the tools to succeed. And if using a needle instead of a crochet hook will make your life easier, look at that, look at that, look. That's beautiful, beautiful. All right. Now when I do a scarf, I'm going to be putting fringe on it. So fringe, I will be picking up the crochet hook because I'm just pulling the yarn through with the hook. I'm using it as a grabby tool, sorry. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and now you should have every bit of confidence in the world that you can do this. You can get a nice flat edge. All right. Take care in the meantime, and I hope to see you again soon.